What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Cervantes Podcast. Joining me today to discuss cancel culture, the Chris Brown and Chloe Bailey collaboration, R. Kelly getting sentenced, Bill Cosby, and other problematic celebrities is orientation leader, hip hop and R&B producer, music business major at Hofstra University, Carmelo Robinson, and registered nurse with a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing from Westchester Community College, and music artist Cody Thomas. How are you guys doing today?
Very good. Happy here.
Yeah. How about you?
I'm doing good, thank you. All right, let's get started. So I wanted to ask you guys, what are your thoughts on cancel culture? I'll start with Cody.
My thoughts necessarily is that it's not like it's big on the internet, like a lot of sites, like let's say Twitter, for example, but it's not necessarily real, and it doesn't affect the artist unless people are already not really inclined to liking them in the first place. Anyways, it gives them like a valid reason to not like them, but it's like if someone's, have you ever noticed like when someone's favorite artist gets canceled, like a lot of reasoning and stuff happens is as to why they may have did something, but let's say I don't like an artist and they do something problematic, it's like, yeah, like it's like forget these guys, like always listen to them anyway, so it's like, yeah, they're canceled.
Like you feel like people, a lot of times they cancel people that they already don't like.
Exactly. So it's like it's just giving them a reason to like look like justified, but
they waiting for the moment.
Right.
Yeah. What about you, Melo? How you feel about cancel culture and like our generation?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. Like, because there's a lot of also as the time goes on, like I don't know, you've just noticed that people in the world have just simply gotten more sensitive to things, and it's kind of like it just depends on like what they're saying, like what an artist or whatever celebrity is saying. Because honestly, like, yeah, some people do deserve to be canceled for what they say. You know what I'm saying? Like some people deserve it if it's like some crazy thing. Like, I don't know. For example, like you mentioned R. Kelly before. Like, yeah, like come on now.
Right. I agree.
You know
I agree.
But like for little things, like little mistakes, like, as human beings, we all make mistakes. So it shouldn't come to the point where like people like Shade Room, for example. Like remember the YK Osiris thing when he was trying to like kiss Sukihana or whatever, and you seen that?
Oh yes.
Yeah, like he like obviously like yeah, don't do that. That's weird. But like he young, he's stupid, he playing around. But obviously he took it too far. You know what I'm saying? And a bunch of people in the comments shouldn't be over here saying like, oh nah, cancel, blah blah blah, and literally
jail
like.
time.
Yeah, exactly. And literally, like, I don't know how long ago it was. There was a video of Sukihana like twerking on a 10-year-old at his birthday or something like that. And nobody's saying nothing about that. So people just got to stop like picking and choosing and judging about what certain people do, because everybody make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like we shouldn't be coming at an artist or celebrity's neck. You know what I'm saying? When we would
like we let other people get away with something, but then
exactly.
We don't. Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's really not the fans' place to come for people's necks and judge them for real, unless it's like something really bad.
I agree. I was talking to a coworker at work who's like much older than us. Like she's in her 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
And she was saying like, oh, like your generation is very sensitive. And she was like, they get triggered very easily. Everyone's traumatized. And what was the other thing that we don't work enough, and the working hard, that's another conversation.
Yeah.
But in terms of being sensitive, I feel like yes and no. I feel like I like that our generation is very like, like Black Lives Matter, like very also social justice. This isn't right. But then at the same time, somebody could say the smallest thing and it's like, oh, this person is feeling and it's like maybe they're not that. Maybe they're just dumb. Maybe they just don't know. But are there music artists that you guys still listen to that are considered canceled or problematic?
So yeah, I like, for example, like Gunna. He'd be like, "Oh, he snitched. I'm not gonna listen to him, bro." Gunna never snitched on me. Like that's an example. But like when it comes to like artists that's done like other stuff, like say for example like Chris Brown, like with the whole like woman abuse thing, domestic violence thing. I mean, I just never really bumped Chris Brown like that. Like I'm not really an R&B head like that. So, you know what I'm saying? The artists that I know that have been canceled, I don't listen to them because I never really listened to them before. So I can't
Okay,
really answer that question. But yeah.
that's fair. No, that's fair. That's fair. What about you, Cody?
I was gonna say basically the same thing, like, and that goes back to my older point where it's like it's easy to be like, oh, yeah, I don't really mess with the artist either, because like, I never listened to him in the first place. Yeah, like, I don't listen to Chris Brown. Like Chris Brown doesn't really get no play in my car, or and I never like growing up, I didn't like listen to like R. Kelly and shit. Like I'm listening to like Jamaican music and stuff like that. And so when all that shit was happening, and they're talking about like, oh, we were playing this song and that song, I'm not related to it because I'm not American, so I feel like it's like
Oh,
a
you're
very like
Jamaican.
yeah, it's like
Okay,
an
okay.
American black cookout type of music or like events type of music. So I never listened to begin with. So I can't. Someone's like, oh, you listen to R. Kelly, and I'm like, no. And it's like, oh, like yeah, he's canceled. It's like it's easy for me to say I canceled him because I never listened before any of this stuff happened.
Singer and actress Chloe Bailey recently got a lot of backlash for collaborating on her latest song, How Does It Feel with Chris Brown. According to Complex, people were upset because kind of old, that Bailey chose to work with Brown, who has a long history of abusing women. Most famously, the infamous incident with musician and businesswoman Rihanna back in 2009. Chris Brown started going at it with 3LW and Cheetah Girls singer Keely Williams. She tweeted, "Let him come out with his own record, so genius, so captivating that it makes us all forget he beats women. He can't, so he won't." So what does he do? He slowly creeps back into the mainstream by getting small nods for features on Black women's merit. Black women who are more talented, more worthy, but give him the okay. Back in November, Chris Brown and Ciara were supposed to perform a Michael Jackson tribute at the American Music Awards, but the performance got canceled. Entertainment Tonight reported that Dick Clark Productions released a statement clarifying that Brown's Michael Jackson tribute being canned was a decision based on differences of creative direction. What are your thoughts on all this?
Well, I mean, that's slowly creeping back into the mainstream thing. Chris Brown was always mainstream. Like, I mean, yeah, like he did, like domestic violence isn't, you know, we shouldn't tolerate that whatsoever. But y'all girls still listen to him every day. What are you talking about?
I always say that. I always say that because
Y'all
when
like
that people always say like, "Oh, that situation hurt his career," and I think yes, because like he went to jail, he was
yeah.
tried, like it. I remember like there's a Sweet Life of Zach and Cody episode, and it was like Chris Brown and the Cheetah Girls, and they wiped that episode right after that happened, and you can't find on Disney Plus. Like it goes from like episode 18 to like 20, like it jumps. So it did affect his brand and reputation, but at the same time, it didn't hurt his pockets because he's been maybe not on award shows, but he's been performing ever since. So I don't think, yeah, I don't like when people say like, oh, like it hurt him. Like it did, but it really didn't.
Yeah, he came back. It was an easy comeback because it's Chris Brown, man. Like
No Guidance.
no, God, come on.
That was a big song.
Exactly. It's like I don't know. I feel like he's just one of them artists he's just too fire to really be like, you know what I'm saying? People are still gonna listen to him regardless. And people are still gonna like, if you go to his concerts, go to his shows, regardless. No matter how much of a bad person that he might be, he's still here. He's in movies, like he's still getting an opportunity
And it's interesting too, like his fan base, I could be wrong, but his fan base seems to be mostly women or like a lot of women.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they take, like, I'll talk to them, like I have friends, talk to them, and they take Chris's side. And I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, okay, so do they feel that's just interesting to me. Like, why are they taking his side? Did they just love his music more than Rihanna? Or is it pick me energy? Interesting.
No, not really. I always think about like does this really get a rise out of me, or do I want to be mad about something? Like a lot of people just want to be mad about something. There's a lot of things that happens in like quote unquote cancel culture with celebrities and things like that that don't really provoke anything in me. Like it's not moving me really. Obviously, like violence on like women and things like that is terrible and things like that. But they've reconciled. Chris Brown and Rihanna reconciled. He's had some incidents with other women, and I'm not sure where that's gone. But it's like that doesn't get a rise out of me. If a woman wants to work with Chris Brown, like, why is that angering me, upset? It's not. And whoever's acting like they're really upset and stopping their day, you can't eat or sleep because of this. Like, it's just not.
Exactly.
It's just not true. Like, and I'm tired of people pretending like that's what the case is. It's not. There's a lot of things that celebrities do that I'm not fond of, or I think this isn't right or appropriate, or like politicians and things like that. But am I losing sleep over Chris Brown and Chloe Bailey collabing now? I don't even listen to either one of them, like, music-wise, though. That's it.
Do you think people are harder on Black celebrities when they mess up than white celebrities?
Of course. Like, look at the incidents. He's a celebrity. He's an athlete and a celebrity, but like, who was it? Like Brett Favre, I think. He was like stealing like welfare money, I guess.
I didn't know about that. Okay.
Like to line his pockets or whatever, and it kind of got brushed under the rug. And another time when that it was like a white team owner or someone was like caught during like way back then, like during like a racist like march or something, and none of these guys really got any flack. But like when it was like Michael Vick and Kyrie Irving and things like that, like the world like came down on them with like fire, thunder, and all the hell they had. So it's kind of like they hold us to a standard like we're supposed to be better, but it's like, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, like white celebrities, they do get a certain leniency that they can't really afford to us, like,
right,
or we don't receive any compassion or any leniency when it comes to anything. Like, if you're a Black celebrity, you kind of have to just stay beyond your P's and Q's. It rarely happens with any celebrities, but yeah, especially but like the things you hear about a lot of celebrities is like more amplified. Like when you hear things about, for example, like Michael Jackson or whatever, and how they linked like all the kid stuff to his legacy and things like that, but you don't really hear that much when you hear about like Elvis and Tommy Lee and who was like that really famous director.
Oh, Harvey Weinstein.
There's Harvey Weinstein, but there's a director that I guess he adopted like a kid and like groomed them and then married them or whatever. But
yeah.
Even you hear how now I can't even really recall his name to you in this moment, but I was able to just think like Michael Jackson like so quickly because they just like they tied those things so close together. Like they kind of orchestrated that way on purpose. So that's why if people aren't getting canceled for things that are like really serious, and I'm not like belittling or demeaning anything, like any movements or whatever's going on, it doesn't really like move me. Like people are literally dying. So if this artist collabed with somebody who did something bad 10 years ago, like I don't know what you want me to do. Like,
cancel culture and comedy seem to be a hot topic as well. According to NBC News, the man who charged Dave Chappelle on stage at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles a couple months ago said he attacked Chappelle because he found the show triggering. Will Smith slapped Chris Rock in the face after Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's bald head at the Oscars in 2022. Are there limits to what's funny? And if a comedian does go too far, what should happen?
Are there limits to what's funny? You know what it is? It's different tiers. There's different tiers of comedy. Like, I would say like when it comes to like being like very mild and being very like up there, like I said, like the very bottom would be people like Jerry Seinfeld, like his clean comedy is funny and things like that. And then it's like at the top you have like Louis C.K., like it's really vulgar and he says like some really crazy things, but it's still funny. So it's kind of like knowing, and it's kind of like if this comedian has a reputation ahead of them, like should you like go to the show with a certain expectation? Like I wouldn't bring my child to a Louis C.K. or a Dave Chappelle stand-up.
No.
Like I wouldn't do that, and I would know ahead of time not to do that. But would I bring my kid to see like Jerry Seinfeld or
like Trevor Noah?
Yeah, or like maybe a little bit more intense. John Mulaney, like he's more intense, but at the same time, it's not as vulgar and like ridiculous as Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle, Louis Black, and all these people get. So and like even Anthony Jeselnik. So it's like you just have to know where you're going. Like you can't be upset that they do certain things here and you know the reputation of this person. Do I think Chris Rock had went too far? He didn't. Like I don't know. Like did he? I guess I'm not sure if they went into it if she had a condition or if she just shaved her head or he was just doing crowd work or whatever it was. Like it definitely. I don't think it evoked that response. I don't think like the response that he got from it was deserved. But I'm not losing sleep over Will Smith slapping a shot at Chris Rock. Like he slapped him. Like it happened.
Well, the Dave Chappelle incident, I'm not gonna lie, like that's crazy. I remember seeing that. I was like, yo, are we serious right now? Like,
that was crazy.
But yeah, like with the Will Smith thing, like people are saying like, oh, you should get his Oscar, take it away, this and that. And I'm not gonna lie, like with Chris Rock, that joke, like, yeah, the joke was funny, but like this is the Oscars, not Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, because if this happened at the BET Awards,
yeah,
it would just be like our type of conversation. It wouldn't be world.
You know what I'm saying? But it's the Oscars, you know, you got to keep class. And just like Will Smith went up there, that was classless. The jokes made by Chris Rock, it was classless too. You know what I'm saying?
It was all wrong.
Exactly. Like Chris Rock, yeah, we know what type of comedian you are, but with the Oscars, you got to tone it down a bit because the Oscars, it's the Oscars. It's supposed to be like a classy event. You're not trying to, like, the Oscars isn't ghetto whatsoever.
It's prestigious.
Like, there was wrong on both parts. And like for Will, like I don't even know why he would smack Chris over his wife who disrespected him so many times. Like me personally, I would just sit there straight face, like, because Will was laughing. He was literally laughing at the beginning. And then that's when his wife, Jada, whispered something in his ear, and then he walked up. I don't know. Like, I feel like she probably said something like, oh, August wouldn't have let him sit down and get away with it. Like that's probably what she said. And then he went up and embarrassed himself. And also, like, a lot of the backlash on Will Smith because of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, yeah, it was classless. He shouldn't have done that. But people like were even more upset about it because it's Will. Like, Will was just that funny guy in that, like, in Fresh Prince. Like, he's just that nice.
He had a good
exactly.
reputation.
Like, it was like reputation years. Spotless. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
no scandal. No, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, oh.
And it's two black men.
Yeah.
If it was, some people disagree with me, but I feel like if it was Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, it would be big, but I don't think it would be like. I don't think it would be that big.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and also too, I don't think Chris Rock would have made that joke if it was like, if Jada was white. Like if I don't think Chris Rock would have made that joke.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like to Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, because he thought it would be like tossed to the side, like, oh, it's just a joke between me and my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just joking.
Yeah, you know.
Because it is a condition.
Right. In Jada's defense, she does have alopecia. And like, you know, I watched Red Table Talk. She spoke about it. But then it's kind of like what my mom said. It's kind of like, my mom was like, it's not cancer though. Like, it's not that serious. Yeah. It's tough because, you know, Black women's hair, it's very sensitive. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a very sensitive issue. But at the same time, Chris Rock said that she looked like G.I. Jane. And G.I. Jane, that actress, like, she looked good. Like, that was a good movie. Like, I don't think anyone made fun of her. Like, I think she was almost like a sex symbol almost with that. Yeah. So in a way, he was complimenting her.
Yeah.
Like, you look good. Like, it's not like,
yeah, like, it's not as
that
bad
actress is ugly.
Like,
you know?
Like, he ain't call you Caillou. Like,
yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't, I don't think it was an insult to his defense.
Yeah, nah.
But at the same time, it's kind of like, why are you making a joke about like someone who has a condition, who's been open about their condition? It hasn't been an easy journey. So I don't think people know that. Maybe people didn't know that was sensitive. But at the same time, it's kind of like Will Smith. Why couldn't you just curse him out? Why'd you get up on the stage or take it outside?
Yeah,
take it outside. You know, because if they fought outside, I don't know. I don't think it would be that big of a deal.
That would have been even more ghetto if they fought outside. I'm not.
Yeah, maybe that would be bad. Maybe that would be bad. But it's interesting though that Chris Rock didn't press charges.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Like he was like, nah, like I ain't with it. But I think when it comes about going back to the comedian conversation, I think what was I gonna say? I think for me, like growing up, I wouldn't make a joke about somebody's girl, because growing up, if you look a dude the wrong way, you gonna get punched. So for me growing up, I wouldn't make certain jokes because I didn't want to get punched. I didn't step on somebody's Jordans because I
exactly.
punched. You know what I mean? Like I always I tried to always like, you know, mind my business, keep it cool. And I always knew from a young age, you don't joke about certain things.
Yeah, facts.
So to me, it wasn't a surprise. It's never a surprise when two dudes get into a fight over somebody's girl. Like it's not really a surprise. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it wasn't surprising to me when Will Smith did, even though, you know, Jada and entanglement, even with all that, you know, even with all that, like, because growing up, like, if a dude made a joke about some girl's bald head in the barbershop, if that happened, it's gonna be a problem. So to me, I feel like comedians shouldn't. I feel like some jokes, some people may disagree, but I feel like some jokes should be off limits. You feel like if you say it the right way or say it a certain way, anything could be funny?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, me personally, yeah. Because honestly, like, that's just how you get through life, you know. You just gotta laugh at certain things. You just gotta take it easy. If you triggered on every single thing, like you're just stressed out all the time. Like you're mad 90% of your life. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Stressing for no reason. You better start getting gray hairs at 35.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, because sometimes it's not that serious, not that deep.
It's just context. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe it's context. Maybe if I say something, maybe if I was a comedian and I said a joke about somebody's girl and I said it the right way,
exactly.
The boyfriend laughs.
But
if I say it the wrong way, you know, it's meet me outside.
So maybe it's content. It's context and intent. You know what I'm saying?
So these are the TCP rapid fire questions. You don't have to answer them quickly. I just call them that. But the first question, what makes you laugh the most?
What makes me laugh the most? Like really ridiculous, inappropriate things that people shouldn't say.
You like makes me laugh the most? I don't know. It's probably some crazy, like some outlandish joke. Like,
3 things you're grateful for.
3 things I'm grateful for: my friends, my mother, and my health.
So God, my parents, and I'll just say like the people around me, like
friends.
Friends.
What would you tell your younger self?
What would I tell my younger self? It's easier to talk to people than you think.
What would I tell my younger self? I'll tell my younger self, I would tell my younger self, get hungry for, like, I would be like, because honestly, like the way I grew up, right, like I was type spoiled, but like I wasn't given like everything I wanted, you know what I'm saying? But as a child, like kind of being a good person and like getting good grades, doing this and that, that's how I would get what I want. Like, cause I earned it, you know what I'm saying? But I earned it in that way. But like, I would say to my younger self, don't just settle for what you're earning, like from your parents. Cause like you're doing a good job, kid, like keep it up, you know what I'm saying? But do more.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, hopefully like I'm married or something. Hopefully I'm like married and have like my kid. I had my first kid, or I'm about to have my first kid. But yeah, I want like a really big family. So hopefully like in 5 years I'm married and like I'm already settled in my career and stuff.
I'm gonna be 25. So hopefully hopefully I have a good job. I'm gonna be swimming in it, you know what I'm saying?
Full time.
Yeah, and if I don't have a job, then I'm doing something. I'm making a career in myself, you know what I'm saying, and doing like not working under anybody really. And almost married. I'm saying like I got my wife in mind, you know what I'm saying. I got
in mind, What would you name this current chapter of your life?
This current chapter of my life? New beginnings.
The start.
I like that.
Start. Yeah.
I like that. Still in school. 2 more years left.
This is when you actually start living for like, you know what I'm
Being
saying?
independent.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to promote or let the audience know they have projects coming up?
Not really. I mean, I really the only thing I can promote is listen to Stomp by Official X. Yeah,
Oh, you produced that?
yeah, I produced that song. So listen to that and run it up. It's on everywhere. Everywhere. Apple Music, Spotify.
Nice.
It was a project that I most recently dropped, but it's approaching like well, not even really. I dropped it in November, like on Thanksgiving. It's my project. I hope this finds you well. This Brody. You can find it on like Spotify, Apple Music, like SoundCloud, like everywhere really, like every streaming platform, even on TikTok.
What's it called?
I'm working on music now, but I don't really have like a solid like body of work like ready to release yet.
What's the name of it's an album? What's the name of the album?
I hope this finds you well.
I hope this finds you well. And if you like, what is it about? If you could like give like a short.
Basically I was working on it over the course of a year, and I have like a lot of songs that like I was working on prior, and then but the majority of it I did it like in like 2 months, 3 months. It's basically sums up my life, like what's been happening since I dropped last time, because prior to that I didn't drop for like 2 years. So it's like this is what's been happening. Like my friend, he had passed away, and then like after that I had like broken up with my girlfriend. So it was just like me like giving like an update, like so it's kind of like a letter like opener, like I hope this finds you well, and it's like it kind of tells you what's been happening since. And
wait, is it?
Yeah, so Evan, yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. So it's just me telling you like what's going on in my life, and also like just me just like giving you like everything that I had to drop, because it was like 2 songs on there I wanted to drop on the previous project, but I'm like, this fits more with this, like what I'm trying to get across here. But yeah, it's definitely my most well-received body of work, so I'm really happy. And
with it. You're working on new music now, or are you like taking a break?
I was taking a break prior, but I am working on new music now. So I have like stuff in my notes and like beats I have to go through and songs to re-record. But yeah, I definitely, if I could find like a good like pocket like this summer of creativity and just like keep pushing through like I did with this one, I'd probably have something to drop like maybe towards the end of the summer.
That's what's up. That's true. Thank you, bro, so much for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it. Where can everyone follow you?
Yeah, my Instagram is Mello_Robinson, but like the O in the Robinson, like at the end is a 0 instead of an O. So it's MELO_ROBINS0N. So yeah.
And do you have a producer page or beats?
No.
If people wanted to work with you, would they just like DM you?
Yeah, just message. Yeah, just DM IG.
That's what's up. And I want to hear from you guys. So if you're listening to this episode right now on a podcast platform, be sure to leave a rating on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. If you're watching this episode on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you click the notification bell up top so you're notified whenever I upload a new episode. Thank you guys for listening. Have a good one.
Peace out, yeah.